Good afternoon, Bhaskar.
गुड मॉर्निंग
हेलो भास्कर, तू है कहाँ पे?
मैम। एक्चुअली मैं अभी फिलहाल पुणे में हूँ। बहुत ही इम्प्रॉम्प्टू प्लान था मैम। सो वी I came to attend a Indian classical music session, a very private session. Along with it, they were exploring Rumi and everything. So I was very attracted. So I came to Pune only directly for that.
Okay.
And they were exploring the Qawwali side of Rumi and how his teachings of love were, inculcated in music later on. So it
Okay,
was
so
really
it's a
great.
philosophical musical journey.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. Great to know about it. Hello Advaita, how are you?
हेलो मैम।
कैसे है बच्चा?
मैम अभी पहले से थोड़ा ठीक है, मतलब 1 वीक हुआ डिस्चार्ज होके, लेकिन वो स्टेरॉइड्स का इफेक्ट की वजह से बॉडी पूरा अंदर से टूट जाता है।
Exactly क्या हुआ?
मतलब मैम वो आई हैव rheumatoid arthritis problem, so my entire knee got swelled up. I was not able to walk, and उसके साथ the liver also was not responding to the medicines. Like I am allergic to gluten and all, na celiac disease is also there. So the medicines were also not responding.
Now you're better.
They have discharged me for now. They have kept me on steroids. So अभी के लिए तो 15 days के लिए एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में ही है, लेकिन हॉस्पिटल में नहीं जाना है। डॉक्टर्स जब बुलाएंगे तब। पहले से थोड़ा बेटर है।
But suddenly इतना ज्यादा हो गया?
My parents are not here now, ma'am. I live alone. Like they are in Bangalore with my bhai. So I have to manage everything alone. Like my mother came जब admit थी. Now she is with me.
Okay, someone is there. Otherwise you come home. We
Yes.
are there.
No, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Of course, why not? That is also your place. So don't say no. Okay, you have all rights to come down. Yes, Bhaskar? Shweta,
Yes,
pause
ma'am.
it. You have all rights to come home, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be returning today only.
No.
Ma'am,
I'm
I
not
heard
saying. I'm not saying that. To
Yes,
my
ma'am.
place, anytime you people are welcome.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. We will sit, ma'am.
Yeah, of course. If you're not well, anything is there, we are there.
For
Yes,
sure.
श्वेता घर पहुंच गई. गुड आफ्टरनून श्वेता. पहुंच गई. हम लोग भाग के कॉलेज से निकले हैं. Correct. So today we are going to learn a very important and very interesting topic, that is Purushartha. Okay. When we are talking about the Purushartha, what it might be, what do you mean, what you feel about it? Because see, you already had 2 lectures prior to this, and what is your perspective regarding the Purusharthas? What you understand? We have already seen that in the concept of the man, especially, that we have seen there are the Varnashrama Dharma. And if there is a Varnashrama Dharma, does this Varnashrama Dharma support the Purushartha? Does it support? What do you feel? See, I'm going to take it, but I
We
just
are asking, does Varnashram support Purushartha?
yeah.
Obviously, yes, ma'am. So irrespective of any Varna, the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha stays stagnant in everyone's life.
Okay, so without that, it is not possible. So can we say that similar concept that we do come across into the Western philosophy? Western philosophy also speaks about the morality, that is dharayati iti dharmaha, when we are talking it about it. So does it mean that that is our goal, that stick to your duty, whatever might be the reason, whatever might be the situation, we need to stick to our duty? Does dharma means that duty? Can we say that? Because when we are talking about, if purusharthas is an inherent value, like we can speak about dharma, artha, kam and moksha, because earlier they were of the 3 vargas. It is considered as a 3 varga. So naturally here, when I speak about dharma, does it mean the duty or righteousness? Dharayati iti dharmaha. When I speak dharayati iti dharmaha means what?
Yes, ma'am.
What it means that what I need to uphold. Do I need to uphold the unrighteous thing or do I need to uphold the righteous thing?
Yes,
Righteous thing. So does this righteousness goes with Indian philosophy as well as we come if we do the comparison with the Western philosophy? Well, we will take one example right now. Like, see, right now it's a 10 days celebration is going on, and we see the different avatars of Lord Ganesha. In that, one of the avatara we always consider that the Vishnu, and everyone knows the story about the Vishnu who speaks about the righteousness. That whichever avatars of Vishnu you take it, right from the first avatar, which is considered as a Matsya avatar, till the last avatar. That when we speak in the uh, basically into the Bhagavad Puran, the first avatar speaks about the Matsya avatar. What is the anyone knows the story about the Matsya avatar? What it is? Matsya avatar.
maybe Vishnu came in the incarnation of aquatic life.
Yeah, but aquatic life. Why? Now the question arises: so why aquatic life?
Because
Why?
life, because life begins in water is what we've been taught, ma'am, in science.
Yes, life begins with water, and first life we consider as the amoeba. Where is the amoeba? Amoeba is somewhere without water, or amoeba is in the water.
Water is inside amoeba. That's for sure. I mean, amoeba contains water.
Amoeba. So water is a life force for us. Can we say that water is life force? So naturally, if it is a aquatic, because see, first two avatars which we consider, they are the aquatic only. Whether it is a fish incarnation in the form of the fish or incarnation into the form of the turtle. So that indicates that. But in this case also, when it stated that when that fish arises or take the form of that divine infinite quality, only when he comes to know that people are not at all righteous, and only at that moment the flood came, entire you can say that world got immersed into it, dissolution is there, and same stories go with the Judaism as well as into the Christianity, that there is something called the ship come and there is a savior, Noah. Here is a savior which is considered as a Manu. Manu's uh, father who was there. So naturally, in this consideration, they were righteous. They only got saved in both the tradition, whether it is Judaism, Christianity, a Brahmanic religion, or whether it is a Brahmanic religion, which we consider that is the Vedic religion. So only righteous people got saved. Righteous, the which we consider as the almost always we are considered the couples, they got saved. So whether it is an animal, bird, or humans. So those who are unrighteous, they have not got saved into it, into that big flood, you can say that. The flood which we consider totally dissolved, destroyed the world. So this indicates that, can we say that the concept of righteousness, dharayati ithi dharma, it is found in all the religion, irrespective of whichever religion it might be. Can we say like this? Now, is it possible to speak in this fashion? Because see, we need to see always from the holistic point of view. We cannot say that yes, it is written down into the Hinduism or into the Vedic religion, therefore it is there. Because Purushartha, we always consider it is a life goal. When I say that it's a life goal, means what? I need to achieve it. I need to be with that ultimate one. So if I'm not righteous, will I follow the further thing in my life? If just take a simple example, I'm not righteous, but I am a student. I want to pass. What I will do? What I will do? A simple example. Tell me, what actually I will do? Yes, Advaita, Shweta, Bhaskar.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not a righteous person, but I am a student. I need to pass. What will I do at that moment?
Copy in exam.
So is it a righteous thing?
No.
No, it is not a right. I am an administrator. Yes, I am an administrator, but I want to earn the money. How I will earn it? With a righteousness or without righteousness? Tell me,
Ma'am,
how
with
will I do it?
righteousness and mutual benefit to all.
But how will I decide that mutual benefit will be? And who decides that mutual benefit? Tell me, is it me or someone else decide for myself? If Varnashrama Dharma is there, who decides for me?
If Varnashrama is there,
Yeah. No, Varnashrama is a part and parcel because I follow into that category. That 25 years of each ashrama is there, correct? So in that case, how do I work? How do I work? Tell me. If I'm an administrator, how will I work? Am I balancing anything? If I'm righteous, I will try to balance it out. My life will be totally, I will make a good decisions. I will try to evaluate my life, whether I'm going right or not. I'm along with the right people. What will happen if my decisions will be imposed on others being an administrator? How they will react, whether they will be beneficial to them. So totally the center or the core will be the welfare of my society. That I need to think. So I am forget about the spirituality when I speak about the Purusharthas, but right now I need to be looking into those Purusharthas from the holistic point of view. How to make my practical life better. Because earlier it was a three varga, correct? And I'll just share one thing with you. You can understand what I want to discuss with you. Then you will understand. We are not going to learn Purusharthas only from the point of view what is already there existing. That different perspective I need to understand. See, when a person, have we seen this person? Tell me, have you seen this person? A person who is with bow and arrow. Have we seen in our life? Maybe warriors.
no, ma'am.
May,
No.
maybe
Movie, ma'am.
only in movie. But what about the person who is a sports person? Have you
Okay,
seen
right,
that?
right. Neeraj Chopra.
Yes. So that sports person has a purpose in his mind or in her mind that I need to target. I need to hit my target, whichever it is. So when we speak about Purushartha, it speaks about hitting my target in my life. So what might be the target right now? If I am into the physical world, will I think about the spirituality? When I am hungry, will I think about the spirituality?
No.
No, naturally not. So naturally, first and foremost thing, I need to see to it how my physical needs will be fulfilled. But those physical needs should be on the criteria of rightness, or it should be the criteria on the wrongness. I want a food. You remember that in F5 we have done the Heinz dilemma. In Heinz dilemma, I want a medicine, and I tried my level best to collect the money, and only one shopkeeper has the money. Sorry, only one shopkeeper has that medicine. But that shopkeeper refused to give me the medicine, and at any cost I need to save the life of my wife. What should I do? What should be my aim in my life? Should I renounce and go into the woods or into the Himalayas or into the wherever these things will not bother me, or right now my purpose in the life to look after my wife? What will be there? What should be the thing? Tell me.
Ma'am, to follow the current ashram that you are in.
Yes, I am in a grahastha ashram. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what should be my purusharthas at this moment? What should be my purpose? To save the life of my wife or to go into the woods and take sannyas?
To save the life of your wife.
Okay. Advaita says to save the life of wife. Bhaskar, what do you think? What do you think? Tell me. Because when I speak Purushartha, Purusharthas are the blueprint for the human fulfillment. And right now, my fulfillment is to save the life of my wife. Because if I will not work to save the life of my wife, I'm not going to satisfy or fulfill whatever the duty as I do have for being a grahasthashram. If I am in the grahasthashram, I need to work upon. So I need to make a right decision, good decision, which will be really helpful to me. And once I can, okay, Bhaskar, you want to say something?
No, I am agreeing with you, ma'am.
Okay, so at this moment, I know my goal. I know my purpose. Right now, my purpose is not the spiritual, but when I fulfill and I complete my duty towards my family, my commitment is done. Now I am beyond that grahastha. Can I think about the practically the spirituality? Now I have no duty towards anyone. I'm detached. Even though I am in the world, but I am detached. So can I think about the spirituality right now? Can I think? Tell me. Is it possible to think at this moment?
Yes, then the journey is about your own self.
Journey is about myself. So now the Purushartha will be differing from Grahastha to the Vanaprastha and then the Sannyasa. That is the journey is for myself. So I can manage my life the way I want, but it should be based on a platform which can be considered as the platform of righteousness. So first and foremost Purushartha, when we speak about it, should be dharma. It should be dharma, therefore then only I will really know what my soul wants. Because Bhaskar, you just now stated me in the beginning that right now you are in Pune.
Yes, ma'am.
And in Pune, you are listening to the Qawwalis, which are based on the philosophy of the Rumi.
Yes, ma'am.
What Rumi says now, leave the physical world and be into the spiritual world, or be into the physical world and then lead to the spiritual world.
The second one, ma'am.
The second one. So here, Purusha, really I mean, which is a combination of many things. Purusha is not a only man. Purusha means a combination of man and women. But above that, when I see, it is a self. It is a very important immaterial self. It's not a matter. It is beyond the matter. It is something there within me, my soul, my original source that I called in Indian philosophy Jivatman. And this Jivatman, I need to think about it. But I will think only when my physical needs are fulfilled. As it is stated by Heatle, uh, Belittle, he says that Purushartha as goal of man, but that man is, that human is inclusive of both men and women. So naturally, here the aim of the human being means Purushartha. It's not only one person. Because when I say that purpose means only desire, desire to achieve something. This desire is not the physical desire. Even though I want to save the life of my wife, it indicates that it's not the physical desire, but here is a desire to protect that self, that protect that existence that is there. So when we speak about, as it is stated that earlier, Purushartha, when we are talking it about, that I said it is closely related to the ashrama dharma, that is ashrama vyavastha. And yes, it speaks about the moksha, that is liberation. But is liberation possible without being a righteous? Is it
Not
possible?
at all, ma'am.
Not at all. So when I say that there are four vargas, dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. Moksha came later. Moksha was not earlier. Only there were the three vargas were there. That is dharma, artha, and kama. Because when I said purusha plus artha means purushartha, it means that what? Purusha means what? A human, a person, irrespective of the gender discrepancies are not there. I'm not saying it is a man, it is a woman, it is a transgender, it is a bisexual or whatever it is. I'm saying a human. So human can be anyone. And that human has artha or the aim or the goal in the life. And that person need to achieve it. So naturally, I need to overcome whatever physical, I can consider it as disturbances are there, distractions are there, with the help of my artha, which is very important. So artha is what? But prior to that, when we are talking about, as Upanishad also says that, Upanishad speaks about, even in its Samhitas, Brahmanas and Aranyakas, he says that only there are three vargas: Kama, Artha, and Dharma. These three categories are there. Why these three categories are there? Because right now in the physical world, I can just imagine these three things. Can I imagine more than this? Like,
Ma'am, because liberation can only be experienced, it cannot be imagined.
imagine. Correct. So is it possible right now I can experience liberation?
It
Tell me.
is, yes, ma'am. No, am I wrong?
No, I'm asking, is it possible I can
Yes, ma'am.
experience liberation? Right
I
now
mean,
you're,
if with enough sadhana, we can do that.
but so now I am, what I am doing, I am like a turtle now. Here, the Sthita Prajna concept, which is there into the Bhagavad Gita. I am taking my limbs, I am detaching myself, that I am dealing. Correct?
Yes.
So that detachment is possible right now when I think about dharma, artha, and kama. Is it possible? The question is this. Because see, in Mahabharata also, whenever see the stories of Mahabharata, no one thought about the moksha. Everyone thought about, even though the Dharma Raja, who is Dharma Raja? Yudhishthir, correct? Who was very righteous, but was at the moment when the un or ethical things were taking place, has he thought about the moksha, that I will leave the world, I will take a moksha? Was that there? Or in that also it is stated that yes, first, right now, I need to correct my these three categories, dharma, artha, and kama. When these three categories are done, I can think about the others. Is this
Okay. In that way, yes, ma'am. Then Liberation becomes a consequence of correcting all these three things.
Yes. I cannot reach to the 20th floor by skipping the floors in between.
Right.
That is a very practical approach, I can say that, very practical approach. So as we can speak about that, there are these three categories. Therefore, in Upanishad also, we come across that there is a three varga category is there. That is three categories. That is dharma, artha, and kama.
Calm.
These three are there. So these three varga, and then we thought now something is needed, and that is moksha. So priorly it was not there. So Dharma Shastra, Ramayana, or Mahabharata, first and foremost, they emphasize on the goal of the human. That goal, even though Ram has taken the avatar, correct? Sorry, Vishnu took the avatar of Ram, but liberation was possible for him, was possible or no?
As Ram,
Being a Ram, liberation was possible.
it was possible, but he could not do it because of the first three
They
categories which were not rightfully
fulfilled. Yeah.
fulfilled.
Yes. So this indicates that if this is not fulfilled, then how come? So now the question arises that very nicely, these three things, that is first three category, fall under the social category. I'm in the society. I need to fulfill my duties in the society. Ram would have said, okay, I don't want any kind of Raj, nothing. I don't want any kingdom. I'll take liberation. I will be a sannyasi. Was it possible for him? It was possible. But being a social figure, he passed on to these three criteria: dharma, artha, and kama. And later it is stated that moksha. Because moksha is very personal. Moksha cannot be a social
Very
criteria.
subjective.
It is a social, it is not a social criteria, no? It is not at all a social criteria. It is not in the, it is a very, I can say that in today only in the FC class I was just telling, there are two criterias. It's a public affair and it is a private affair. So moksha is my private affair. Moksha is my beloved, which I don't want to bring into the public. Correct? So my public affair is dharma, artha, and kama. And how it is possible then? Therefore, when it comes to the grahastha, naturally fulfilling these three criteria and then jumping to the last one matters a lot. Because are we a rational people? Tell me. Human is a rational.
Yes, ma'am.
If I'm a rational animal, I think critically, I think logically. If
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think critically, if I think logically, my actions are also based on that. So I can distinguish between right and wrong, good and bad. So my behavior is based on this, and my behavior is not found anywhere at the four closed walls. My behavior is found into the society, and therefore society laid out certain kind of criteria, and I need to fulfill those criteria in the right direction. So these are the standards. Dharma, artha, kama, and also the moksha are the standards of my life. And without that, I cannot think. I cannot violate dharma and think about the moksha. Is it possible? Not possible. Very nicely, it is stated in the Bodhiyana Dharma Sutra. It says that how the sannyasi need to be, how the grahastha need to be. सन्यासी को कैसे होना चाहिए? Sannyasi need to be very ahimsak in nature, no violence. That what 5 categories we see in yoga as a yama, that is, I should follow the ahimsa. I should be truthful. I should not harm anyone, neither in my speech, nor in my thought, not even in my action. So my actions need to be appropriate in the society towards other, which will not be harmful, but which will be a beneficial to other. So which will be for the welfare of the other, you consider. So I need to be very gentle. I need to be very compassionate. I need to be very kind. As His Holy uh, says that Dalai Lama, that my religion is only love and compassion. So if I have a love and compassion, am I going to hurt anyone? Because I am into that world, that physical world, the social world, because I have a two world. And this world, these worlds are, one is my personal, private world, and another is a public world. So naturally, I need to project rather than differentiating between the personal and the private. What I am into the personal world, I need to project myself in the similar way. And I need to be kind at any moment. And that will be my major vrata, my major vows. Buddhism speaks in a similar manner. Jainism speak in the similar manner when it speak about the three jewels. Buddhism also says that there should be ahimsa, that I should not harm anyone. There are 8 vows are there, and I need to follow these 8 vows. Should I need to control my anger? मुझे भास्कर पे बहुत गुस्सा आता है, मैं क्या करूं भास्कर अभी?
गुस्सा मत करो.
गुस्सा मत करो. So I need to avoid that, because see, in society I need to avoid. If I'll be angry upon you, what will happen? It will harm to you, and it will indirectly harm to me. So my purity of the thought will go away when I am in anger. Can I able to think rationally when I'll be angry? Tell me.
No, ma'am. I mean, you won't be a rational person.
I won't be a rational person. So, as it is stated into the Bodhayana Dharma Shastra, there are 2 categories. That Shreyas and Prayas. Prayas is what? My Priyasi, I always consider it. What do you mean by Priyasi? Into the physical world. That the things which gives me the pleasure. Correct?
Is prayers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I consider it's my Priyasi, because my Priyasi is found right now into the physical world. Correct?
Right.
That is human feeling, or the always having that feeling of pleasure, or always having the feeling of the pleasantness that I want.
Right.
But is it, if my Priyasi breaks me, the relation, what will happen? What will happen if Priyasi breaks the relation? क्या होता है? Tell me.
Ma'am, I did not understand the question. You were
My
speaking about prayers
girlfriend,
and prayers.
Prayas and Shreyas. Prayas into the physical world. That is the feeling of pleasantness. My desires. Correct? So I called this Prayas as my Prayasi. My beloved.
Okay.
Okay, to understand. If my Prayasi breaks the relation with me, what will happen?
Unpleasantness or
Unpleasant.
sorrow.
So it is a time bound.
Oh, that way. Wow.
Is it a time bound?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. But Shreyas, which is a bliss, which is forever with me. It is not going to disconnect with me. Neither that Shreyas is not going to cut any relation with me. Right. So I will be forever in the bliss.
Right.
Yes. So this bliss is experienced only when I elevate myself. And how can I elevate myself? With the righteousness. That right is very important. If I'm not right, like you must have seen those sadhus. I'm not saying all those Bundu sadhus, but I'm saying.
Ma'am, so you mean to say that even a person born Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra has to go through these 4 ashramas of.
Of course.
Okay.
Everyone has to follow that purpose of goal. See, Purushartha means what? That is the goal of my life. And if my life means what? I am not an animal. I am a
Ma'am,
human.
then according to Hindu philosophy, then we have catered to every kind of emotion of life.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
also at the end we aim at moksha. So that
Yeah.
means we are not just, we have not left it out as,
We
and
are
that too
not.
irrespective of varna.
Yeah. You know the story of the I just wait, that name. Uh, the celestial star we consider. Who is that celestial star? ध्रुव. ध्रुव की स्टोरी पता है ना आपको?
Dhruva,
दैट
as in
स्टोरी.
ध्रुव स्टार वाला पता है मैम,
हाँ, स्टार वाला क्या स्टोरी है जो पुराणस में भी है? एनीवन
कि वो
नोस?
विष्णु का बहुत बड़ा भक्त था. एंड मैम इतना अच्छे से नहीं बता, आप बताओ.
ओके, एनीवन नोस? अद्वैता, श्वेता?
Oh, yeah. Whenever Hiranyakashipu used to try to kill Dhruv, Vishnu used to come and help him.
No, it
That
was
I know.
Prahlad.
It was Prahlad. It was Prahlad.
Yes, for Dhruv
Oh,
ka thing,
sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
what I know is like ध्रुव के पापा का दो शादी हुआ था, and then the second wife was like Dhruv's stepmother was not that good, so she used to insult Dhruv a lot. And one day when he went to sit on his father's lap, so she क्या बोला था, हाँ उन्होंने फिर कहा था कि नहीं यहाँ पे नहीं बैठना है. फिर ध्रुव फिर जंगल में चला गया तपस्या करने को. तो वहां पे ऋषि नारद मिले, तो ही वाज हिज गुरु एंड ही यूज्ड टू गाइड हिम कि आप ये खाना छोड़ दो, ये पानी छोड़ दो, सांस लेना छोड़ दो, ऐसे ऐसे तपस्या करो तो आपको विष्णु का दर्शन होगा. फिर जब विष्णु का दर्शन हुआ तो ही गॉट दैट एनलाइटनमेंट की क्या दुनिया है, कैसे जीना चाहिए, नहीं जीना चाहिए.
Advaita, just hold on. One call is there. हाँ बोलो.
ए अद्वैता, मेरे को बताना जब तक.
एक मिनट. वो मतलब ध्रुव जो है ना, वो
हाँ.
मन्नू, पता है मन्नू कौन थे? जो पहले इंसान थे.
मनु स्मृति, वो वाले मनु.
हाँ, हाँ वो वाले मनु. तो वो उनको ऐसा बोला जाता है कि वो ब्रह्मा के बेटे हैं. जैसे ऋषि नारद है ना, वैसे वो ब्रह्मा के बेटे हैं. तो
ओके.
पृथ्वी पे पहले वो आए थे, और उनका जो बेटा था वो राजा था. तो उस टाइम पे तो जो पहला अवतार था वो मत्स्य अवतार था विष्णु का. फिर दूसरा अवतार टर्टल वाला था. तो इसी बीच में ना मत्स्य अवतार और टर्टल अवतार के बीच का जो पीरियड था, उसमें ये ध्रुव वाला इंसिडेंट हुआ था, जिसमें जो मन्नू का जो बेटा था उसका बेटा ध्रुव था. तो उन्होंने दो शादी किया था. तो जो सेकेंड वाइफ थी वो मतलब बहुत ज्यादा सेल्फिश और कनिंग नेचर की थी. तो फिर उसने ध्रुव को बहुत इंसल्ट किया था कि तेरा कुछ भी नहीं है, ऐसा सब कुछ. और फिर वो जब अपने पापा की गोदी में बैठने गया ना, तो तब इंसल्ट करके उसको हटा दिया. तो उसको बहुत हर्ट हुआ. तो फिर वो घर छोड़ के जंगल में चला गया. कि एक्चुअली उसने उसकी जो स्टेप मॉम थी, उन्होंने बोला था कि तेरे को ये क्वेश्चन का जो जवाब है कि मैं तेरे को क्यों तेरे पापा के गोदी में नहीं बैठने दे रही हूँ, विष्णु ही देंगे. तो तब वो विष्णु का सर्च में जंगल में तपस्या करने को निकला. तो ऋषि नारद मिले उसको, और उन्होंने बताया कि कैसे कैसे तपस्या करेगा सब. तो बहुत मतलब डीप तपस्या किया था. क्या सब कुछ छोड़ दिया था, खाना पीना सांस लेना लास्ट में छोड़ दिया था. तब विष्णु का दर्शन हुआ, और फिर विष्णु ने बताया कि क्या सच है, क्या गलत है, जीवन क्या है, कैसे जीना चाहिए.
ओके, ये स्टोरी हुआ क्या? देन व्हाई इज द स्टार नेम्ड? ऐसा कुछ है पता है आपको? ध्रुव
क्या
तारा
क्या
का,
क्या?
ध्रुव तारा का नाम क्यों ऐसा है?
That no one is going to move the person from that particular position, because what Advaita just stated, that she
वाह.
said that yes, that his stepmother used to throw him from the lap of his father, and he was really fond of his father, and father also haven't took any kind of step against him. So now see how I'm going to connect it, like it was in the physical world, that I want to sit on the lap of or next to my father, but my mother is not allowing me. So how I can be doing that? And then it comes that yes, If you realize yourself, you can be into the physical world. But that physical world is a position where no one can able to throw you.
Ma'am, can I add in something?
Yes.
So I was reading about this Chinese philosopher called Suzuki,
Yes. Yes.
and he had experienced something called Satori, which is sudden enlightenment. So he was asked that how is your daily life and the physical world after enlightenment? He says everything remains the same. This time I'm just 2 inches off the ground,
Yes.
which means everything is frictionless from now.
So what it means that now? That 2 inches means what? Am I elevated?
Exactly, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. So that spiritual awareness is required, that which we calling as the Shreyas, that is no one can take out of me that bliss. It is
Right.
not possible. Because if I'm eating an ice cream, that will be a time bound. Understood? But that bliss is there. I know the taste of the ice cream, but I have tested the test of that ultimate reality, that bliss, that bhakti which is there. As you said, you are now listening to the kavalis, which are along with the Rumi songs. Or same thing you goes with the Warkari Sampradaya in Maharashtra. See, what is the physical aspect? That right now I am into my samsara, into this physical world. But when the Ashadi comes, I need to go to meet that Lord Vithala. Lord Vithala is in the physical form, correct? But when Varkaris on their foot, miles and miles, you can say that for months they walk, and then we reach to the Pandharpur, do they actually get the darshan of Vithala? No. They say that we are watching the tomb, that itself is a Vithala.
Okay.
So that bliss, that is the bliss of devotion, that it's possible. A person who is righteous, I'm saying, and person who is detached from the world. So as it is stated that the Shraft says that there are abundant references for Trivarga and Chaturvarga. Chaturvarga is what? Now I have completed these things, because Purushartha, which is what? Purushartha is the effort made by an individual to achieve the aim, the goal of the ultimate value. As Socrates stated, virtue is knowledge. How is possible? If you are knowledgeable, then only you will be virtuous. If you are not knowledgeable, how you can be a virtuous? So this criteria says that ultimately moksha is possible when I get the knowledge of dharma, artha, and kama. If I will not get, then the problem is there. As it is very nicely stated by the P.N. Prabhu, he says that, I quote, the theory of Purushartha concern themselves with the understanding, justification, management, and conduct of affairs of the individual life in relation to the group in and through the ashrama dharma. So we speak of these Purusharthas as a psycho-moral basis of ashrama theory. They are psycho-moral basis. They are making my mind that will be on the based on dharma. So my artha and kama also need to be based on dharma. It's not just craving. I want money, therefore I'll go to any extent. No. So on the other hand, the individual receives a psychological training. It's possible in the ashrama. Therefore, you can say that 25, 25, 25 categories here. Jivet Sharad Shatam, 100 years of life. So, which is divided into 25 category. First 25 years, then 25 years, then 25 years, and the last 25 years. As now, Bhaskar, you just spoke about the Prahlada. I just need to relate to Prahlada now, the story.
Of Purushartha.
Yes. First, when he was a small child, what happened? आपने बोला हिरण्यकश्यप ने ऐसा किया था, वैसा किया था, वो किया. Yes, you said like this.
Yes,
Understood?
ma'am.
Huh. So on the verge to kill the Prahlad. Why to kill the Prahlad? As a result of it, in that case, what happened? All the time, the Vishnu came and saved the Prahlad.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
into the physical world. Can we consider that into the physical world? These things are happen.
Yes.
Okay, now it is realized later on that whatever happens, who was unrighteous?
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu was unrighteous. And who killed Hiranyakashipu?
Narasimha.
Narsimha. Who is this Narsimha? Once again, the incarnation of the Vishnu. Vishnu, who is considered as the follower of all the Purusharthas, who is follow the values, virtues. It's like a Rita, we always consider is that there is some moral God is there. So Vishnu is a moral God who want to sustain everything. So he sustained what he sustained? He sustained the righteousness. So after Prahlada's son came into the throne. But what Prahlada did? Has he stick to the throne? No. He said that I am not sticking to the throne now. I am leaving. I am leaving and I will be take the Vanaprasthashram. And after
Yeah.
Vanaprasthashram, that is the Sannyasashram. So my Purusharthas will go according to my ashrama dharma. Therefore, it is considered that it is managing your Purusharthas in a well-framed manner, which will be helpful to the society, which will be bringing the welfare to the society. If we cannot, because here this theory says that these four Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha,
Ma'am, did you
Kama,
change the slide?
sorry,
PPT mein, did you change the slide or is it still
no,
the...
no, same. I'm just
Okay.
explaining. I'm not, so it is this first correcting your three vargas properly, your goals, which are very original goals, which has been stated in the Vedic. And if we compare right now into the management, I will come back to it, you will understand. So in this case, the fourth goal, that is the Chaturvarga, that is moksha, is added later, because for that you require a higher consciousness. As we said, it is,
Elevation.
yes, that madam, wo 2 inch hum log upar. What do you mean
Yes.
by that 2 inch? That elevation is required, that right action is required, somewhere higher consciousness is required. Then there will be proper, you can say that, harmonious standing of dharma, artha, kama and moksha will be there. And then I will understand that exactly what is the meaning of Purusharthas. Otherwise, I will not understand. That I will say that Purushartha means humans ke only goal. But only humans goal are there? No. Here the word Artha has a different meaning. In Purushartha also, it's the wealth, it's the security. But now in this case, I am saying Purush and Artha, that is human goal. But that human goal need to be connected with this. So it is a mala, it is a necklace of all the four pearls in my life. Then that is a proper Purushartha you consider. Because there are four Purusharthas, as I said, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. So Artha means security. Kama, even though it means pleasure, what kind of pleasure, that I need to understand. And ethics means morality. That is dharma
Moral and
means
righteous pleasure.
righteousness. And moksha is the liberation. So how that liberation need to be and how it need to be work about, that I need to be. Okay, I have planted one sapling. What will be my Purushartha right now? Tell me. How should I?
Dharma would be watering it every day.
Yes.
Artha would be cultivating its fruit. Kama
Yes.
would be eating the fruit and enjoying pleasure. Moksha would be ultimately detaching yourself from the plant.
Does gardener does this?
Yes. No.
Yes. So he
I don't know.
gardener के खुद खाता है,
नहीं, खुद तो नहीं खाता. He sells the.
self. So Artha is there with that, but still
Yes.
he is detached. Can we say that? So when we are saying this
Yes.
life aims, dharma, artha, kam, and moksha, here it is a coordinate the material desire and spiritual life.
Okay.
Coordinate, that is coordination of material life and spiritual desire. Or
Coexistent.
yeah, both the things are required. So I need to be fulfilling my both the things, but in a balanced manner. So as very nicely it is stated by Kapadia, K.M. Kapadia, he says that Purushartha seeks to coordinate the material desires, the matter, which I say that my Prakriti and spiritual life, my Purusha. So it also tries to satisfy the sexual instinct, because we all the time we have only entering into the sexual relationship. It is not a sexual instinct. Others are eating, therefore I need to eat. That is also a sexual instinct only. My instincts are there, desires are there. In man, that is his love of power and property. I need that. I want the money. I want to establish my name. That is also there. So in that case, how I'm organizing my entire lifespan, that matters a lot. So here Purushartha speaks that regardless of anything, any gender, any occupation, you need to think, because we are different from animal and plant. I think rationally, and therefore I need to think for maintaining my life and thereby maintaining the life of the others by making this place in a holistic way for others also. So like when I say that I respect others, how I need to respect others? What should be the criteria for that in the respecting others? That I need to find that divinity within them. That yes, they are also divine. They are not someone you can say that only I am divine and others are not. So here, when I say that Purushartha means it should stand for my attitude or my orientation. I need to interpret in this manner. Purusheya ardhayate iti purushartha. That is, it is my life goal. I need to respect others, whoever it might be, whether animal, whether plant, uh, whether I can say that actually uh, the any life form. That is, as Sant Naneshwar stated, Je je bhete bhuta, te te manije santa. What it means? Je je bhete bhuta, te te manije santa means whichever life forms come in front of you, you need to respect them. That offering worship, respecting matters a lot. Therefore, Purushartha is an integrated approach to the value system. Already it is existing, but if I want to be a virtuous and a value, then throughout in my life, I need to realize these goals, these life ideals, these life values. The way we have learned in Plato, Plato speaks about four. He speaks about wisdom, correct? He speaks about the justice. He speaks about the courage. Does he speaks about? He speaks about the temperance. So naturally, can we say that they are correlated to the Purusharthas?
Yes, ma'am. Temperance clearly shows that how we should conduct ourselves in the physical world.
Courage also.
Yes.
Right. If you want to be a righteous in your life, you need to be courageous.
Ma'am, what were the all the terms? Courage, temperance, justice,
Justice and wisdom.
wisdom, right?
Yes, we already done in FY, if you remember.
Yes,
Four
ma'am. Not
criteria. So now
clearly,
you didn't remember. What about others? Advaita, Shraddha, do you remember?
Yes,
I,
ma'am. Little, like.
little, okay, you remember this. So here the question is, now when we speak about these goals, and I require courage every time, even though I require a courage to gather the money or accumulate the wealth in a righteous way. When I say no for any kind of a cheat fund, I can say that funding which I get through the cheating, if I say no, does it require a courage that I will not be corrupt? I will not enter into illegal relationships. Does it require a courage? What do you say? You really require it? Because when I speak about Purushartha, it's not any particular object of desire, but it is a goal which we need to seek throughout our life. It is a desirable in both, in a psychological way and in an ethical way. So you cannot separate it out. It is only in a physical way or it is only in an ethical way, but it should be cultivated into it. Because earlier, as I said, only three varga were there: dharma, artha, kama, and later we added the moksha as a spiritual value. But first, when I say about dharma, artha, kama, they are very social and psychological values, which is really important in this category. So therefore, whenever I'm saying that humans are human and they need to satisfy their physical needs, that is, food is required, I need to take a rest, I try to secure the security, always I need to take away the negativity. So I need to use my intellect in a proper manner. So I need to be self-conscious enough. So I need to be self-judgmental rather than I need to be a other judgmental. I am always other judgmental. I give the judgment to others. So naturally, this extra faculty of wisdom, what Plato speaks, that intellect is required, that self-consciousness and self-judgmental rather than I will be always be judging others. What I do as a human, do I judge others? Do I judge others? Tell me.
Not at all, ma'am. We just now spoke how we should be looking at the divinity in everything.
But actually, physically, what we do?
We do judge, ma'am.
We become judgmental always, and therefore we suffer. As see, my inauthentic life is there only because I don't understand my capabilities and my potentials. If I do understand, like Prahlada understood what his capabilities were there, what his potentials were there. Even though Shankara understood, Mahadev, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं, understood his capability that yes, I can drink this poison and I can save the world. Have I understood my capability? Have I tried to it? So naturally, when I speak, I means dharma, dharayati iti dharma, to uphold, to sustain, to nourish, only right thing and the right way of living. Is it possible for me? I know it is not. It is difficult. Even though in entire story of Mahabharata speaks about these five Pandavas try to stick to the righteous life, but some or other way it has been encroached by this 100 Kauravas that how they can be unrighteous. Always they have seen. So naturally here, if this cosmic laws or rules which we are talking, if they are not followed properly, they will create a chaos into the world. And if that chaos is there, problem is there. Universe cannot sustain. And universe is possible to sustain. As Weber says that, yes, there are two worlds. There is inside the world and the outside the world. Even though when we speak about that, I need to be conscious about my own action, my own words, my own thoughts. Am I? If I follow the dharma as a purushartha, then my first criteria is to what I am uttering, what I am thinking, and in that manner, what how I am performing in the world. These three things need to be corrected, which goes in Buddhism. Yoga also speaks of. So, being compassionate as Manije Bhagwanta, that means being compassionate and sensitivity to others. Do I have? If I have a sensitivity towards others and if I'm compassionate, I will work in that. And therefore, I said the first lecture only, I perceive the Purushartha from the existential point of view. If I will not correct my action, I'm not exactly, I'm saying from that point of view what has been given by Heidegger or what has been spoken by Sartre. Yes, my perception of existentialism is a different over here. That what it speaks, I'm not longing for any kind of anxious life, but I want to correct myself. But if I will not exist, how can I correct myself? That
Ma'am, but at the same time, the very act of correcting yourself implies that there is something already wrong with you.
Yeah. So I realize, no, if I exist, then only I realize. What Descartes stated, if you remember, essence comes prior to existence. But Heidegger stated, existence comes prior to the essence. So if I'll not exist, how will I know? See, even though the Kierkegaard, he passes through all the three lives. Correct?
Right.
Physical, and the last life, you realize that yes, I made the mistakes. Now I need to rectify it. And somewhere that rectification is required. So dharma also leads you to remember and rectify who you really are and why you are in this world. As Gita states that, Gita really speaks about it, that the greatest dereliction of dharma is to desert the helpless in their time of need. That is main problem. So when I speak about dharma, I need to work from that criteria, the criteria which gives me the right direction. That is very, I need to interact with the society, interact with the others as a helpful person, as a respecting being, as a virtuous being. If I am not, then there will be the problem. As Vedanta also speaks about, by studying dharma, this sacred teaching, I can say that I elevate myself. I satisfy my that, or I fulfill my heart. That listening to my deepest inner feeling matters a lot. If it is not there, how can? As so therefore, I need to follow what is my purpose in the life and how can I serve others. If I can serve others, in what way I need to serve others. I really enjoy while serving. Anytime, Bhaskar, I will recommend you, if you can do, it is possible for you next year, if it is possible, at least for 1 kilometer from Vakri to Pandarpur. You just go and watch this year. Literally, I don't think.
I have been to Varkari. For 7 days I walked.
Okay. So, irrespective of whatever gender person has, whatever caste person has, whatever religion person has,
from
they
Trambakeshwar to Shirdi I have walked.
So they prostrate to each other. झुकते हैं एक दूसरे के सामने.
Yes,
so that is the purpose of my life.
Also, they touch each other's feet.
So that is, they doing the prostration is there. That touching the feet matters a lot. When I don't do this, problem is there. So therefore, Gita says that better your own dharma, though imperfect, than the dharma of another done perfectly. So you being a student, just do that one. Whatever your dharma is, as it is stated to Arjuna, don't be a sannyasi in your life. That is not your dharma. Being a warrior, your dharma is to fight against the wrong thing. If you can do, then it is preferable. Otherwise, नहीं नहीं मैं नहीं कर सकता, it is not possible for me. मेरा धनुष्य गिर गया, मेरे सामने मेरे पापा है, मेरे मामा नाना है, मेरे टीचर्स है, मेरे फलाना है, it's said no, nothing doing. Then you are not following your dharma. Then it is wrong. So this means that you need to find out your own truth. And even though you make mistake along the way, but still, rather than copying others, you see to it, after copying them, how you can correct yourself. That correcting yourself is very important, and that need to be effortless. Because I know, I understood automatically that yes, if I would be in this situation, what I would have been done. So artha and moksha, the way they can easily become self-destructive, similarly at the moment they can become self-constructive. So do not use these two criteria, artha and kama, for your self-destruction. Because here, even though artha has an economic value and it indicates that our own duty need to be followed, that artha need to secure your life. And in what way? Not in a illegal, unethical way. So it is better to be poor, but it does not mean that you will be unrighteous for that, to overcome yourself poor. So artha is not about rejecting the world, but being content with the things what you have. So it is to live skillfully in the world of material object and exist for your own benefit, simultaneously see to it how others can be benefited. So artha is one of the basic human dignity, to have enough asset to your life and care for your own family as well as caring for others. See, Tata does, when Tata gave 1,500 crore during the COVID, he did not care for his own family, no, but entire world, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam concept was there. That I need to care that entire India is my family and I need to care for them. So he did. So as Upanishad says that there is no joy in smallness. Joy is there only in the infiniteness. That infinity need to be there. I will fulfill the demand of everyone. But if I could not fulfill, not the demand I am saying, the world, what they require, then how can I be successful? And successful does not mean only have the money. Successful means how your dharma leads you to earn your economic value. That is a success. So you are not violating your moral responsibility. When I say that, when the actually the advertisement come for the Tata Desh ka namak, you feel it. Ye desh ka hi namak hai. Why don't you have that the same feeling for the other namak? Why don't you have? Tell me, what is the reason behind that?
Because Tata has always been there for the country.
Yes. So he had seen to the welfare of the society. So earth has been used in a very practical way, not in a but not in an immoral way. So naturally, it is guided by the morality. Therefore, artha is the pursuit of activities and means necessary for the joyous and the pleasurable life, but with the touch of morality. Therefore, discover a way so money runs after you and not you run after the money. It reminds me my teacher. He always used to say that. See, people are running behind the Lakshmi, correct? And Lakshmi is the consort of Vishnu. Yes, uski ardhangini hai. So why to run behind the Lakshmi? You worship the Vishnu. Lakshmi will automatically come along with the Vishnu. So you worship the knowledge. You worship the righteousness. because Vishnu is a symbol of righteousness and the knowledge. So as a result of it, entire thing will be work upon. So even though you will say that, madam, how can Vishnu is the symbol of the righteousness, उसने मोहिनी रूप धारण कर दिया और असुरों को पीने नहीं दिया, ऐसा आप लोग बोलोगे ना? Yes, उसने असुरों को नेक्टर पीने नहीं दिया, अमृत पीने नहीं दिया. But why? If asura, that is the bad element, evil element in the society, will be protected, then what will happen? There will be the entire chaos in the universe. There, no one will trust and believe and follow the righteous way. Everyone will be on the wrong path, and the entire world will be the chaotic one. So better follow what is right. So do work with the compatibility of your nature and your capabilities, and try to serve the society what you have, and work as you love your work. Why? Because work is worship, as Gandhiji stated. That is very important. Very nicely, it is the Paramahansa Yogananda stated, seek spiritual richness within. What you are is much greater than anything or anyone else you have ever yearned for. And remember, the fear of not having disguises the reality of we are everything. We have everything, but there is a fear that we don't have anything. That is a main problem, you can say. That मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है, मेरे पास और भी चाहिए, ऐसा होने लगा तो कैसे चलेगा? Because मेरे पास नहीं है तो मैं क्या करता हूँ? I always see to it that yes, whatever is required, that requirement is to fulfill my desires. But what kind of desires? Are they only physical desires, or I need to strive for the pleasure which will take me to the last one, which is considered as the moksha? So when I come to the kama, here kama means what? It's the desire for a pleasure which human behavior always deserves and drives for. And a life without pleasure and enjoyment, how it will be? Life without pleasure and without pleasure कैसा हो जाएगा? Hello, am I audible to everyone?
People won't enjoy living a life without
Yes.
pleasure.
Right now festival
ma'am.
is going on.
It will be very discolored in that sense.
It will be discolored in that sense. So naturally, that karma should be inclusive of the art. Karma need to be that pleasure which I am talking right now. It should be the inclusivity of art, not only the sensuality, but art, music, beauty, love, intimacy, affection, fellowship, kindness, compassion, which really brings a delight in our life. As you said, it will be colorless. I want my life colorful. When I go and take the darshan of Ganpati Bappa, क्या होता है? क्या होता है? बोलो, क्या लगता है? क्या लगता है?
People feel positive, like सब tension चला गया, अच्छा लगता है.
So that delightness is there, that I can work about it. So naturally, when I think that I can work about for the betterment of the society, that positivity is there. Yes, I have the capacity. I have the best thing with me. So I can work for it. So naturally, in this case, I need to think about what the real truth in my life. That truth is not outside power or lacking in power. Truth is a thing of this world which is already with me in the format of the virtues in a multiple way, as Michael Foucault says that. So that truth I need to realize. Yes, it need to be regulated always, that what is already within me, if I don't realize that truth. So pleasure cannot be just, you can say that overindulgence into other things. ऐसा pleasure नहीं है. That is addiction. That is not a pleasure. That is addiction. That overindulgence. That am I a sloth beer? क्या करता है sloth beer?
Just lies down all day.
Just lies all down. So that sloth beer is very greedy. मिलता है तो सब एक ही टाइम में खा लेता है. That lust is there. So am I that a sloth beer? So truth is not by nature free, not errors survival, but its a production is throughout imbibed with the relation of the power which I contain in my life. So are my pleasure aligned with my life purpose? That I need to check it out. If my pleasures are not aligned with my life purpose, then practically somewhere I am wrong. ये कहाँ पे तो गलत हो रहा है. And therefore I need to understand what power I do possess. So the Upanishad tells us, as is your desire, so is your will. जैसे आपके desire है, वैसे ही आपकी will है. So is your deed, as is your deed. So is your destiny, and you are what your deep driving desire is. And my deep driving desire is not that get indulged into the things, get addicted into the thing, work like a sloth beer. No, it is something more than that I need to work. So it is always stated that how I am. See, always I just interpret the Purusharthas and into the Purusharthas karma from the Western concept of view. That is indulging into the things. But is that the Purushartha means? The karma being one of the Purusharthas? If my desire is like my will, I need to correct my desire. Yes or no? And for that achieving that will, what I need to correct my deed, my action. And if I correct my action, what will happen? Can I able to achieve my destiny, my goal in my life? Is it possible? See, very nicely we can say that the way everyone knows about the Kama Sutra. Yes, it is a text. Yes, it is a text on the sexuality. It's a sexual manner, but it is always misinterpreted. Whenever I go to the Khajuraho temple, for example, or to the Konark temple, I come across, yes, in 24 hours what I am dealing with. So that is one of the aspect of my life. So why I want to always hide that aspect and do in a irrelevant way. All the dance form, as I say that, like whether it is Kathak, Bharatnatyam, Kathakali, whatever are there, they have come from the court itself because there were the Ganikas. Then why don't we respect them? We need to respect them. It is possible. So it is actually, I always say that this Kama Sutra is a guide to a virtuous and a gracious living that is discussed in the format of the what should be the nature of love, what should be the family life, what are the other pertaining pleasure oriented faculties are there in my life. That is there. So practice of karma, the practice of karma from a yogic perspective, I need to understand. Not the practice of karma from a shallow mind, which I always say that narrow mind. It should not be there. I always say that, अरे काम सूत्र नहीं, ये बराबर नहीं है, ये काम सोची कैसे भी कुछ भी दिखाया जा रहा है, but वो गलत तरीके से दिखाया जा रहा है, इसके लिए वो गलत है. If it has a right intention, it has a properly projected in front of me. Vatsayana has projected me properly, but I misinterpreted it. That is really problem. So I need to learn about it. So if I learn about it in a proper manner, so naturally I can enjoy my life in a proper manner. I will respect the Gadikas. I will respect my partner. There will be no extramarital affair because I respect. That respect has been shown. That well-being, when we are cordially matching to each other with the wavelength, then only you will indulge into the sexual life. Otherwise, how can? It is not possible. Very nicely it has been stated in the Vedanta. Vedanta, in fact, state wants us that karma should be followed with thought, with care, with caution, with enthusiasm, and be free from the worries and egoism. If it comes with the ego, if it comes with the sorrows, everything is messed. So know and seek which pleasures are saturated with the divine consciousness. I always says that the bhakti of the Meera is a lover of Krishna, and I accept that lust is there in that. Meera said that Krishna is my husband, and I get married only to Krishna, no one else. But that karma, it's very thoughtful calm. It's not only the physical one, you can say that, and our narrow mind says that only physical one. So it need to be the divine consciousness and are drenched in the ecstasies of the soul. And ultimately, the highest calm is longing for the oneness with that divine, that I will be one with that divine form. That is calm. The way the Varkaris become one with the Vithala, the way the Rumi sense become one with that ultimate reality, that is oneness. And that is calm I always consider, and I always speaks about it. So naturally, it is very psychological and ethical in a way. Therefore, I need to understand how I am working for it. If I don't work, then problem is there. So I need to work it about what happened. I think screen has hang. Just hold 1 minute. Huh? Are you getting it? What I am saying? Advaita
Yes,
and
yes,
Bhaskar.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So naturally, when we are living in a yes, see. So this theory of Purushartha determines the values and measuring very important. That is how my actions need to be and what need to be avoided and what need to be performed. So literally speaking, Purusharthas means correcting my wrong action. And that is my real aim. Because in moksha, what happens? What we are saying? Moksha is what? When you live your life by upholding the rightness or righteousness, the dharma, which is supported by artha and kama, automatically liberation will be there. There is a dawn of moksha. So because moksha is what? What is your true nature? Who you are and what actually you are. So it is your emancipation. It is your liberation. It is freedom from that cycle of birth and death. I realize who am I. I'm like whatever wells I have, whatever glasses I have on my eyes, I'm going to remove it. So it's a self-realization. It's a self-knowledge. It is the oneness with that supreme. And all religion speaks about the oneness with that supreme reality. It's not only Hinduism or it is not only Vedic religion speaks about. And how it is possible? By removing the obstacles which are there in my life. And how can I remove the obstacles? I can remove the obstacles only with the one way. That it is considered as by following these three varga, dharma, artha, and kama, because I will understand my potentialities, I will understand my caliber, my capabilities. That is, yes, I am creative, I am a human, I respect others, I am compassionate, I am understanding others, and that compassionate is very important. You can say that, and I will realize that yes, the universal principle which is within me, that Jivatman, is also within others. So that Jivatman is nothing but a part and parcel, as it is stated in the Vishishtadvaita and Advaita, that is Brahman. So it is there, but I'm wearing the glasses, so I don't realize it. So this self-realization is very important. This ultimate value, it's very, so moksha is nothing but a self-knowledge. It is a self-discipline. It is perfecting yourself. But still, I have not been perfect. Because what happened? When I'm really not following or reasoning out, I am not actually looking into the picture the way it exists. I give my own interpretation. See, if I'm a bias, if I'm a prejudice, क्या होता है? जैसे मुझे दिखता है वैसे मैं interpret करता जाता हूँ, करती जाती हूँ. That is a very interesting thing. It's a Vivaha episode which come into the Shaiva, that is Shaivism, where the Mahesh gets married to Parvati. No, sorry, not Parvati. क्या पहले नाम है, मैं भूल गई उसका नाम.
Sati, I guess.
Sati, yes, Sati. So Sati's father always see Mahesh as sannyasi, and see, I'm not seeing the actually what reality is, and I go on disrespecting the person. Do I also do the same thing? I have all the prejudices in my mind, biases in my mind. I don't understand what is, I don't use my reasoning capacity, and I also works in the same manner. तो वो भूत है, ये है, वो है, योगी है, सन्यासी है, इसको कुछ नहीं, डिसरिस्पेक्ट करो. And I also do in my life in a similar way. So I become very unhealthy opportunities I do have with others. So naturally, what should I do if I want to enjoy that state of bliss that we have seen? Shreyas, what I can do, I need to liberate myself from Mother, Moha, Matsar, it's Shadaripus. Love, everything is there, correct? But I need to be friendly with myself and I need to be friendly with others. That mudita I need to understand. So therefore, the liberation will come to me only when there is an inner purity, cautious mind, and that mind will be led by reasoning, intelligence, and supreme self will be realized. As it is stated by Rumi, Rumi says that the whole universe exists within us. Ask all from yourself. Why you are searching outside?
Wow.
Why you are searching outside? So everything is within me only. Therefore, Jnaneshwara also says that there are 4 Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. But 5th Purushartha he accepts, that is the Bhakti. Because in Bhakti I realize who am I. When I am in that devotion, I realize who am I. Therefore, when Gora Kumbhar, he really did not realize that when he was kneading the mud or soil, that his own son has come, because totally engrossed into the devotion of God. So therefore, knowing others, as it is stated, love to say sad a philosopher, knowing others is a wisdom, but knowing yourself is an enlightenment. So that moksha is knowing yourself, who you are. So moksha is nothing but a final release from life's illusion. And this illusion means who am I? There are, when I consider the 2 worlds, I need to work upon these 2 worlds. That yes, as Swami Chinmayananda says that, very nicely says that may your life be simple and pure, so you know only beauty. May your mind be clear and quiet, so you speak only of truth. May your heart be filled with love and compassion, so you radiate light to all you meet. So may all you do be blessed with that divine grace. And that divine grace, we need to be blessed with ourselves. That it matters. So naturally, I need to overcome the illusions. I need to return myself where the anger is there, to the kindness, to the soft words. 100 times that yes, Eknath has found that yes, people are spitting on him, but still he said that forgive them. Why it is possible? Because anger is not there, because the divinity lies within that person. when he saw that donkey is dying and he brought the water from Ganges, he says that Ganges water is now a donkey is dying. I need to give it to that donkey, even though it's an animal. So it's a love, that respect, and not to harm any form of life is the moksha. It is always stated, and therefore we need to be very straightforward for this. Means we need to be rational enough. We need to compassionate enough. So our journey through the Purushartha is in a very beautiful way. I can say that what he's basically Naneshwara speaks about it, that yes, that beauty lies within us. What Rumi also says, that why you are in search of the beauty outside, why you are in search of the other places. So therefore always seek to it, that yes, if I want to come, that yes, my life, my will, I will learn along with it, because this is my journey. I am the captain of my ship, and I should know that what should be the value and the behavior pattern I do have. If I don't understand, the problem is there. So I need to be this mistake. So here I need to know how to love others. I need to know how to bear others. See, it is very nicely it is stated by one of the story of the Santa Kabir. Once the person came to meet Santa Kabir, and his family member says that no, right now Santa Kabir is not at home. He has gone out somewhere, and where he has gone, he said that he is gone to the graveyard. And how I will realize that he is the only one? So he said that okay, a person over there who is with the calmness, because there might be the people those who are crying if the cremation has not done. So a person you will find that who is with the calm, that person is a Santa Kabir. But another way is also possible. Cremation has been done. Then how to make it that he is the or the he is the Santa Kabir? At that moment says that yes, it is possible that people might be chit chatting, laughing, but there will be a person who is with the composed mind. That is Santa Kabir. So that is I should understand, and Purushartha helps me out to that values and sorry, why I'm constantly it is that values and what kind of a behavior pattern I do have. And right now I need to coordinate with this behavior pattern with our Maslow's theory. Then you will realize what I'm saying. I don't know why it is not moving. I had the slides. Yes. So here when I say that dharma, artha, and kama, and Maslow also has given the psychology these needs, and Maslow's needs are never fulfilled. Correct. First
Yeah.
is physiological need,
Yes.
that food, clothing, and shelter. If that is fulfilled, then I will think about the safety and security. So for that, I require money. Yes. Then it comes the calm, that is esteem and love, belongingness. That yes, everyone wants that. I need to be the part of that group. If I reject you, how will you feel? You will feel lonely. You will feel rejected. You are not recognized. Your ego will get hurt. And for that, it indicates that calm, love, belonging. You need to respect each one. And then there comes the dharma, that is the protecting yourself, what that self-actualization is. And that is the self-actualization means along with dharma, you can say moksha. So first comes
Ma'am, can
perfecting.
you say that then dharma and moksha have got some sort of spiritual outlook to them, and artha and kama, the ones that come in between, are using the physical means to fulfill themselves?
Yes, 100% correct what you said. Because see, whenever we are looking into the life, it indicates that why we are into this world, what is the reason behind that. Yes, I need to set something, I need to think about it, so I need to understand everything from that perspective only. So whenever the question comes that yes, how I will be working, so as Rumi said that set your life on fire, seek those who fan your flames. Then you will
Wow.
realize. Correct?
That's true. That's true.
That we need to understand how we are. Because what happened? Otherwise, we will be just thinking there are only wounds, there are only sorrows, there are only the miseries in my life. But the wound is the place where the light enters. Then only that wound get healed. Na? So even though there are miseries, I need to point it out, find it out. What are those? So this, if I'll correct this criteria, which are the wound, then the light of dharma and moksha will enter here. Otherwise, no. So you can correlate the Rumi here. What Rumi says that. So let the beauty of what you love be what you do. That Rumi says. Let the beauty of what you love, what you do. So things which you don't love, why you are doing? You should not do, na? 100% you should not do it. And it is not required also. And therefore, that then only there will be the inner peace. When the inner peace is there, when you love what you are doing, I don't know, continuously, मेरा हाथ लग रहा है उसके ऊपर. So, shit. So maybe you are searching among the branches of what only appears in the roots. But don't search in the roots. Go down to it, and then you will realize where you are. So stop the worries and find out, yes, there is a spirit within me, and that spirit is very important, and that spirit is my moksha, my which we consider as my self-realization. So whenever we are talking this 4 purusharthas, dharma, artha, kam and moksha, that is in this first 3 are, as you Bhaskar summarize right now, that yes, they are secondary goals, but a primary goal for me to achieve is my moksha, and that primary goal is that I'm not a slave, I'm a slave of myself. So I'm not slaving to others, but I'm slaving to myself. So this 4 criteria, that artha being the security, that is the security of all kinds, that is economical value which I speak about. If I'm not economically secure, how I am going to? So perfecting that security properly, I need to understand. So calm, that my pleasure, but it should not be unethical pleasure. Dharma, that is ethical values. At Socrates stated that yes, first I need to know everything. If I know nothing, how can I say that I have a knowledge? So I need to know. So that is there. So when artha, it is a security of your life, which is wealth, power, which is a fame. So everyone tries to do that. But in what way you are doing it, that we need to understand. So therefore, I need to consider that my dharma, which signifies my behaviors, need to be considered according to Rita. Because Rita is what? The order that makes the life and universe possible. So my dharma should go into that. The possibility comes here. So dharma includes the duty, dharma includes the right, dharma includes the laws, dharma includes my conduct, my behavior, the virtues, and the right way of living how I am. So there are religious duties, there are moral duties, moral rights, moral responsibilities, social duties, social, you can say that rights are there. So I'm working according to that. So according to one Buchanan, he says that all existing beings must accept and respect to sustain the harmony, order in the world. And he states that the pursuit and execution of one's nature and true calling, that is, you are playing one's role in this cosmic world. So nicely says that. Yes, I need to protect myself. I need to work upon this. If I don't, when I say that where there is a ruin, there is a hope for a treasure, yes or no? Where there is a ruin, there is a hope for a treasure.
Yes, ma'am.
So Rumi what says? So when we are talking about the Rumi in this concept, yes, there is a hope that yes, I can achieve that self-discipline, self-intellect, self-realization is possible for me. So that peace is within me. Why I am searching out. So there is a force within that gives me the life, and that is a peace. And I need to understand that peace. If I can't, then I will not understand the bliss of my life. So I need to be much more gratitude I need to have towards myself and towards the society. So to make my life beneficial as well as to make the social life beneficial into it. So they will have the welfare into it. So Gavin Flood, he explains calm as love without violating dharma, moral responsibility, artha, material prosperity, and one's journey towards moksha, that is spiritual liberation. So moksha is nothing but emancipate yourself, release yourself, detach yourself. But that detachment will be the detachment for the betterment of the society. What Tukaram says that I don't want anything, Lord. I want to once again come back to this world. Why? I don't want moksha. Why I don't want moksha? Because I want to save others. I want to show the right path to others. If I don't do this, then how can I call myself as your devotee? It is not possible. So he says that in Marathi, in one of the Abhang, he says that moksha se gathode tumcha pashish teva. Mala nako. I don't want that. Moksha, let me with yours. Therefore, Dhaneshwar says that bhakti is the fifth Purushartha. It is very important in this. So whenever we say that, whenever we are saying that yes, like in the morning, I see that breeze. Yes, at the dawn. But when I see the breeze, how I work, do I carry that breeze within myself and and pacify myself? So we carry inside us the wonders, but we seek outside us. Everything is within. Nothing is outside. But I am in search of outside. Problems, solutions, everything is within. So naturally, we need to think about it. So let's not work upon what outside. Purushartha says that work upon what inside, and that is the priority need to be given. And therefore, it is a value theory. I always say. Therefore, it is the theory which tell me, which gives the ultimate aim to my life. And if I will not, then naturally there will be a problem. So naturally, if I want to go deep into my life, I will just quote one thing from Rumi and I say that I choose to love you in silence. For in silence, I find no rejection. I choose to love you in loneliness. For in loneliness, no one owns you but me only. I choose to adore you from a distance. From distance will shield me from the pain. I choose to kiss you in the wind, for the wind is a gentler than my lips. I choose to hold you in my dreams, for in my dreams you have no end. And yes, here we completed the Purusharthas.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bolo. Now,
Thank
what
you.
question you have? I hope
Not
I made
no question. Yeah, ma'am. It was so clear.
compare.
Everything was pretty clear.
I try to make the comparison
Yes, ma'am.
because I don't want that if there is a no comparison, then it doesn't make a sense to learn the Purusharthas. Correct? If that
Right.
it is not there, then the problem is always there. So whenever you see uh, the virtues which Plato speaks about it, its cardinal virtues, naturally try to compare with this. See, everything is within me. What Rumi says, it is everything in the silence. Why I want to make all the loud things? And then I said that I am in the problem. I am in the problem. I am not at all in the problem. I am with myself. So as Socrates also states that when he speaks about his life, he very nicely says that true wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life. So, ourselves and the world around us. So, to find yourself, you need to think for yourself. Are we thinking about ourselves? Purushartha is what? I am in search of my
Yes, ma'am.
life, but I don't think about my life. I said that what had been stated. So, it is better to change our own perspective. That is, it is always see to it that nothing is remain unexamined. Everything need to be examined. That is very important, because unexamined life is worthless, as Socrates stated.
Socrates said, yeah.
So examine your own life, whether you are in whichever ashram, because that is correlating. No, I am a student. What I am doing? I'm really doing my duty or not? That matters a lot. So therefore, the problems are not outside. Problems are within me only. So find out that Shatru, that Shadarupus within me. So honor yourself, respect yourself. That only Purushartha speaks. And therefore, it is needed that I was really, I can say that when Socrates speaks about this, your wisdom, your courage, your temperance are into the society. But when I speak about the justification, that justification only will go when I will be a wise enough to think about that, yes, whether this justification is for myself and for the welfare of others. Because wisdom comes from within. Wisdom is not outside. So it is very personal. But really, I want to be a wise person. Really, am I wise? That question I need to ask myself. Because if I'll be wise, then problem will not be there. But I'm not. I'm just say that I am a seeker of the knowledge. Totally wiseness is not there. Because knowledge exists, knowing that you know nothing. What Socrates says, correct? If I say that I know everything, मेरा घड़ा
There's
पूरा
no
भर गया,
point in learning.
मेरा घड़ा पूरा भर गया, I am not ready to learn anything. So never says that I know everything, but always says that I am learning always. And when I learn, I work. क्या हो रहा है, मेरा हाथ बार बार किसी चीज कैमरा को लग रहा है. So I hope I'm clear. If I'm not clear, tell me where I'm not clear. Yes, please. Now it is for you. अरे मैंने आपको attendance ही नहीं दिया ना. Wait a minute, I will give the attendance. Why Shweta was there and what happened to Shweta? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts you people have, please ask me. Because if you don't ask the doubt,
Like
or
everything
you
was.
don't have,
I
it
have
is
one,
clear?
but not from Purusharthas, like from the first module,
Bolo.
concept of man. In that, you had provided us the reference materials also on the Google Classroom. So I saw that one video. In that Ved and Vedangas wala section mein they said ki there are 6 scriptures in Hindu writings. The 6th one they said was Siddhanta, but what Amit ma'am taught us was Darshana literature.
Hello? You are not properly audible. Can you just once again clarify it?
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
just come closer to your mic.
Now am I audible?
Yes. It was breaking in between.
The reference material.
No. Wait, I think I have a problem. I really don't know. Now you speak.
Ma'am, the reference material which was provided on the Google Classroom, in that one video was there. In that they said कि Ved and Vedangas का जो sixth scripture है Hindu writings का, it is.
Advaita, can you do one thing, Macha? If it is possible. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
just text me text me your doubt? Because right now, your voice is breaking. I could not able to understand.
Okay, ma'am, I'll text you.
Your voice is not at all clear. Bhaskar, you have understood what she said? Bhaskar,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
you understood what she said?
Yes, ma'am. Do you want me to repeat?
Yeah, if you can repeat. Otherwise, I
Ma'am,
am
she's
telling
saying
her.
basically the notes that were given on Google Classroom are contradicting with what Amit ma'am has taught us about the six scriptures.
Yes, bolo. 6 scriptures.
So उसमें जो last scripture है, that is given as Siddhanta.
Siddhanta. Okay.
While it should not be that way, I'm guessing. Advaita, hello.
Hello,
Yes,
Advait.
yes, ma'am, am I audible?
It is the same thing what he is saying.
Yes, ma'am. Like in the first unit, pre-Upanishadic cosmology wala unit, part C में ma'am said us कि darshan literature is the sixth one.
Darshana literature is a 6th one. Okay.
And they said कि Siddhanta is the sixth one.
No. Siddhanta is not. How come Siddhanta will be there? Their Vedangas are there. Vedangas are different. Understood? Dhanurvidya, Gandharva Vidya, they fall under the Vedangas. But Darshana Shastra, only 6 Darshanas are there. No other Darshana you will come across.
Okay, ma'am.
Understood? Because
Yes.
that is a requirement here. Because whenever we speak about how can the Siddhanta will be there, you just let me know. Because we have done in the class, Siddhanta ऐसा कुछ भी है नहीं. है
Yes,
क्या?
ma'am. नहीं, ma'am.
तो वीडियो में गलत हो सकता है. That person have his own interpretation, and that interpretation we need to think कि वो सही ही interpretation है क्या? नहीं है तो क्यों नहीं है? See, philosophy provides us that platform, na, that think and rethink. If we don't think and rethink, then there will be a problem. Correct? Interpret and reinterpret. But how we are interpreting and reinterpreting, that also matters. Abhi Bhagavad Gita mere samne hai, but if I don't do, then the problem will be there, na? If I don't interpret the Bhagavad Gita and Purushartha according to today's context, problem aane wala hai.
Yes.
Otherwise it will be that only कि वो stagnant जो form था वैसे के वैसा. And we really don't want the things to be done in this fashion. We need to understand कि जो गलत चीजें जा रही है वो गलत ना हो. If it is galat, then somewhere I need to rectify it out. And therefore, this rectification will go only when I will understand properly. And that understanding means that yes, this is a requirement. That see to it, interpret, reinterpret. So hermeneutics plays a very important role in philosophy or anywhere. See, all problems are there because I am not interpreting properly. मैं properly interpret करती, ये attendance link है, मैं properly interpret करती तो problem ही नहीं आता ना. सब अपने अपनी interpretation देते जा रहे हैं. So problem is there. So we need to understand it कि हम लोग कैसे कर रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, क्यों कर रहे हैं, what is a life which we speak about it. And therefore, whenever I say that, very nicely you can say that there are forms of oppression and domination which become invisible into the new world. So whether I am of that form of oppression or whether I am the form of the presence. So the main interest of my life and work is to become someone else that You were not in the beginning. So make that difference. That who am I? With the Purusharthas, I can work about it. Because I don't feel till the time I feel from within. As Rumi stated, everything is within you. Know yourself, guide yourself rather than guiding others. First, guide yourself and see life is different. So I need to free myself from the whatever existing things are there. जो existing चीजें हैं उससे मुझे खुद को फ्री करना है. अनराइचियस चीजें हैं उससे मुझे फ्री करना है. If I can't do, then real problem is there. So I need to correct myself. I need to correct my knowledge. If I could not able to correct my knowledge, the problem will be there. As very nicely you can say that when we are talking that yes, these schools are serving us to treat the people in a better manner. But if I don't treat them in a better manner, am I actually following the schools properly? Because see, whether it is earlier Veda, the Vedic period, if you go, problem is not there. Only post-Vedic period, the problem occurred. So naturally, how I am working and why I am working, that matters a lot. So spirituality, peace is within me. And I need to find that inner peace. If I could not able to find the inner peace, then I'll be conditional. And I don't want to be conditional because I'm in search of that real truth. So do stop to listen to the noise which is outside. Listen to your inner voice and see. There is a moon inside. There is a sun inside. And there is a divine flame inside. So I am compassionate. So I can follow the religion of love and compassion. If I cannot follow, then the problem is there. Because I am not in search within. I am searching outside. So rectify my life, rectify my things which is required. So that inner peace always matters a lot. So whenever you see to it, you can call it as a platonic love. Correct? This is the greatest wealth we are having within us. But we are always in search of outside wealth. So good actions give strength to you, to ourselves, and inspired good actions to others. So always perform good action. What Plato says that never discourage anyone and continuously make progress no matter how much slow it is. So Purushartha says the same thing. What Plato says, never ever in your life discourage other, neither yourself you get discouraged. But you should follow the path till you reach to your goal. That is a requirement. That is a fundamentality. Because human behavior flows from the main source, that is a desire, mother, moha, matsar, lobha, all the shadow ripus, your emotion and knowledge. So you need to control your emotion and your desire with the help of knowledge. So therefore, your actions will be good. That's Plato said.
मजा आ गया ना पूरी श्रीखंड अच्छे होले.
ओए तुम लोगों ने अटेंडेंस भरा कि नहीं?
नहीं मैम, मैं लंच कर रहा था, सॉरी.
ए, मैंने कॉलेज से आके अभी तक लंच नहीं किया. हम तो लंच कर रहे हैं.
मैम आप घर पे आ गए?
Of course. I mean,
अच्छा, मेरे को लगा कॉलेज से हो रहा है कॉल.
तो इसके लिए तो बराबर हुआ, नहीं तो बीच बीच में जाता था कितने बार.
हाँ, मैं वही बोला, सिग्नल इतना क्लियरली आ रहा है तो घर से ही. अच्छा,
क्योंकि अभी मुझे एग्जाम है.
आज क्या ओनम का ऐसा कुछ वो है क्या?
अरे या गौतम told me that Onam and Bhaskar please work out for the movie ना. शॉर्ट फिल्म के लिए करो ना, तुम लोग क्यों नहीं मिल रहे हो?
मैम एक बात बोलूं ऑनेस्टली, नो जजमेंट्स, बट उदय बहुत ही इज अ गुड लीडर बट ही इज वेरी लीडरी. तो कुछ वही नहीं है मैम, स्कोप ही नहीं लगता. मैंने अपना स्केच बना के दिया तो उसको अच्छा लगा एंड देन ही स्टार्टेड रेटिंग मी फॉर दैट स्केच. मैंने बोला मैम को तो दिखा, तू मुझे रेटिंग दे के क्या फायदा. तो थोड़ा ऐसे वो हो गया है. मतलब आई डोंट नो बीएमएम वालों को ना.
नहीं, I will speak to him because I know him. He's not like that. He's very
Exactly.
humble.
He's
He's
a
very
very good
humble.
guy, but he
But
wants
वो
things his way ना, तो थोड़ा time जा रहा है और कुछ
तो कोऑर्डिनेट नहीं कर पा रहे हो आप लोग. अभी मैं कोऑर्डिनेट करती हूँ आप लोगों को. तो एक दिन तो कॉलेज आ जाओ.
Yes ma'am. कब आऊँ?
सैटरडे को आ, मंडे को
Saturday
आ,
ना?
मंडे को आ. तेरा ही कॉलेज है, बराबर है ना अद्वैता? तुम
अरे
लोग
मैम ऐसे मत.
प्लीज अटेंडेंस भरो रे भाई बच्चा लोग. अद्वैता अटेंडेंस भरा बच्चा?
हाँ मैम भर दिया.
कितनी अच्छी
मैम आज
बच्ची
इतने
है.
कम लोग क्यों है ये वाले लेक्चर में?
I don't know only why to Shweta was there. Shweta must be having a network problem. मैं 100% बोलती हूँ श्वेता का.
और
उसका
भी
नेट.
कोई था जितना मेरे को याद है.
हाँ हाँ, निविया was also there. She was also there. I don't know.
Glenn?
Glenn is not there.
Okay.
6 जन है टोटली. नेक्स्ट इसमें आएंगे, पर वो नेक्स्ट में मजा नहीं आएगा जितना अभी मजा आ रहा है.
कितना डीप चले गए ना आज एक दिन में हम लोग.
इतना अलग ही पर्सपेक्टिव हुआ. yesterday I was
बहुत
just thinking कि मुझे पूरा अलग पर्सपेक्टिव देना है पुरुषार्थस का.
हाँ,
so I just
बहुत
rushed.
अच्छा.
चलो then
Thank you, ma'am.
तूने भरा अटेंडेंस? मैं लिंक बंद कर दूं?
मैम प्लीज हैव लंच. हाँ हो गया अटेंडेंस.
चलो see you in the college. yes Advaita, take care.
हेलो.
get हाँ Bhaskar, see you
हाँ
in the college.
अटेंडेंस भर दिया मैम.
thank you dear. Advaita, take care, get well soon. yes, that is
Yes
needed.
ma'am. Thank you.
yes, we love you all, and any problem is there you can come down to my place. okay, and
Yes.
Bhaskar तू आया?
Yes,
भास्कर भी नहीं आया. कोई नहीं आया मेरे घर पे. वेरी बैड.
मैं आऊंगा मैम. टेक केयर.
अद्वैता अच्छी हो जाएगी तो. यस अद्वैता.
Yes
See you.
ma'am.
Bye, take care. Bye.
बाय मैम. थैंक यू.
Bye.